Hello, I'm Lauren Green, and you're in the strategy room. Bernie Sanders will meet with presumptive Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton on Tuesday as he faces increased pressure to end his campaign. But the Vermont senator is vowing to stay in the race all the way until the party's convention in July. So how much will Sanders influence the party's platform? And joining me now to weigh in are Iona College professor Jeanne Zaino and Republican strategist Morgenstern. Okay, Jeanne, you know, Bernie Sanders has been nipping at Hillary's heels all along, and what is he looking for in this meeting, and what can he actually hope to get out of it?
I think his latest comments, as you mentioned, show that he has finally seen the writing on the wall, which is that he is not going to be the nominee of the party. And so what he's talking about now is influencing the party. Certainly having an impact on the platform is something he has long wanted. Certainly having a voice and a role in the convention, perhaps influencing her choice of a vice presidential nominee. These are all the types of things he would like to have an impact on. And I think the fact that they are scheduled to meet is a clear sign that while he's going to stay in this thing through the D.C. primary on Tuesday, he's not going to fight her into the convention in Philadelphia in the way that he was saying he would before that really devastating loss in California last week.
So, Brian, what does it mean for the Republicans if Sanders actually succeeds in pulling that Democratic agenda, you know, too further to the left?
Yeah, that is going to help the Republicans be able to paint Hillary Clinton as just another leftist in the vein of Obama, the third term of Obama, and they're going to be able to say, look how much this, you know, openly declared socialist had, you know, how much influence he has over her. The fact is, you know, Bernie started off his campaign just a guy with like one staffer wearing Birkenstocks under a tree, talking about how it would be great if we got free college, you know, like just kind of pushing issues. He had this huge effect and got enormous crowds and obviously a lot more energy than the Clinton campaign, though the Clinton campaign had obviously been prepared for decades, and so they were able to get the traditional machinery behind her. But I think they just greatly underestimated how much influence he'd have and how much of a following he'd have. And so now they need to capture that energy, and he's going to get his pound of flesh in terms of policy, which I think is, despite all the Clinton campaigns protesting that it won't, is going to make it harder for her to seem like a mainstream candidate as opposed to somebody who's far left.
Now, Jeanne, should Bernie Sanders do the right thing, or do the wrong thing? I don't know, in pulling out of the campaign before the convention? I mean, he is calling for party unity, and he is the lone person who can actually create that by pulling out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear he has to pull out. You know, it is irresponsible of him at this point to stay in this fight. It's responsible for him to try to push the party to the left, and Brian is right, this creates a challenge for the Clinton campaign going forward. That is responsible. What is irresponsible for him is that she has won more states, more votes, more pledged delegates, more superdelegates. She's won this thing. And so for him to stay in it and, you know, not only risk dividing the party, but also losing his voice and the voice of his followers on the platform, that's what I think is irresponsible, because he does have this enormous following, and to have a role, he's going to have to negotiate that with the Democrats, with the Clinton team. If he's to fight them, he is going to lose all the momentum he has. So I think it's irresponsible, and I think he realizes that. He was meeting with his top advisors this weekend, and I think they're clearly going to push to move this left agenda, progressive agenda forward.
Yeah, you know, Brian, what about the FBI probe into Hillary Clinton's emails? Do you think Bernie Sanders will be staying in just for, you know, the possibility that something really could happen to Hillary Clinton, and he would be, hey, ta-da, here I am, ready to go?
It's given his campaign a good talking point and a good reason to stick around. But I think, and you know, who knows, but I think the real issue is many of Bernie's supporters don't like Hillary Clinton. And in fact, a surprising number that were polled are more inclined towards Trump than Clinton, because the theme of the rigged system and we need to blow the whole thing up and not have another typical politician. I think he's trying to figure out how to transition from candidate to supporter of the Democratic nominee, because so many of his supporters are, you know, just so angry at the status quo. It's going to be a hard sell to get them on board and to show up in November, and so maybe part of it is a delay tactic to figure out how to bridge the gap.
Now, isn't that odd that we're talking about Bernie Sanders followers actually being sort of Trump followers as well? Yeah. Very interesting stuff. All right, thank you so much, Brian and Jeanne, for being here.
Thank you.
And for complete coverage on the 2016 election, go to foxnews.com. I'm Lauren Green, and thanks for watching.